but we're going to have a great time this evening. We're going to be covering how to align your income streams to your biggest goals. We're going to be doing a lovely exercise to move us on in terms of what our dreams and biggest dreams are there, and how we can align our income to that. And then we're going to be looking at how to map your actual incomes, the actual physical amount of money you want, and how that works with your how that works with numbers. Even if you're frightened of numbers, don't worry, we're not going to do anything crazy with spreadsheets, naughty word, or anything like that today. So yeah, just relax if you're kind of a number phobe or anything like that. There's nothing to worry about on that side. And then lastly, we're going to be looking at one fabulous way that we can get ourselves really started very quickly on adding another income stream. We can try something new that's very quick. You can get it set up within the next 24 hours to add another income stream to your business. Or even if you don't have a business, actually, I know there's quite a few of you who are thinking about running a business or working the 9 to 5, want to find out about adding some extra income streams into your into the mix, and that's fabulous. So everything we're talking about today actually there'll be some ideas that you can take away even if you're employed at the moment as well. So can anybody let me know if they can hear me? Hi Miranda. I'm just going to type back. Hi everyone. Let me know if you can hear me. I'm hoping you can. It's a typical kind of beginning of the webinar thing, isn't it? For everybody to be saying, oh, can you hear me? Can you hear me? It's always kind of nice. Oh, you can hear, Juliet. Thank you. Thank you for letting me know. That's fabulous. Really lovely to see you here. I can't see the chat all the time, so I just pop in back and forwards just to make sure that it's happening and that everybody can hear me. So we should be about 45 minutes to an hour today, depending on how carried away I get. I tend to get quite excited about my topic, and then before we know it, I'm sharing a little bit more than I intended and all this kind of stuff, and so I'm giving away more goodies. That's always good for you guys, right? As well. So, but I will do a Q&A at the end as well. But if there's anything that's burning question as you go through, do type it into the chat, and then I'll jump in and come into the chat from time to time so that I can see what's going on. So I'm going to just flip over now so that we can bring up some slides. But you should see me down in the corner still as well. So let's see if that works. Ta-da! There we go. So that's me. Me in the corner, and there you go. We've got a lovely big picture of me if you didn't need enough pictures of me. And you can see what we're talking about today, which is planning your income streams. Now, I don't know how anybody's doing. I mean, it's this kind of time of year, isn't it, where it can be really, really tempting, actually, to say, oh, well, it's kind of December, it's the middle of December, got loads of Christmas stuff going on. Maybe we should just kind of wrap up business, really, in a way. And so it's great to see you here and thinking about how can I keep the momentum in my business going? How can I keep my pedal on the gas for my income streams? Because the danger often can be, if we take our foot off the gas right now, that our foot doesn't go back on the gas till some point in January. And depending on kind of how your sales cycle works within your business, that could mean actually that you're not getting additional income into your business until March. Quite often, if you don't kind of think about things till mid-January, then it could be March before money starts trickling through. So we want to do some techniques and things today that are going to move you forward and bring some money in, even in December. Wow, yes, even in December. So let me see if I can get this PowerPoint to move on. Yes, there we go. So why do we're going to crack on with the content now. So why do I bang the drum so loudly about multiple income streams? And really, why should you too? Well, there's a really big reason about why I talk a lot about multiple income streams and thinking outside the box and thinking more than one, more than solo. And that's financial freedom. Now, financial freedom can mean a lot of different things to a lot of different people. Your definition of financial freedom might be different to somebody else's. Mine personally is having enough money in the bank or in my investments or coming through to me from business, that I now am in a position where I do not have to choose, where I am choosing to work. Rather than having to work. So that's what financial freedom means to me. It doesn't mean I necessarily give up work, but it does mean I've got the choice whether I want to or not. And traditionally, we've looked, or so kind of not modern, but common wisdom, that's the word I'm looking for. Common wisdom has told us, well, we should just save from our income, start a pension, work for an employer for 40 odd years or something, save from your income, and then you'll be fine, and then you have a pension at the other end, and it will be sorted. Now, that worked really well back in the day when we didn't live very long after retirement, and we didn't have much so there wasn't much for the pensions to have to kind of cover, if you know what I mean. So retire at 65 and may well be sort of popping our clogs some point in our 70s. But now I think if there's something like an 80% chance that if you're in a couple that one of you will reach your 90s. So you've got a plan that with the idea that you're going to live to 90. So financial freedom is a much bigger problem nowadays. So financial freedom is really built up of these different things. So it's built up of income, it's built up of managing your debt well, it's built up of having savings, investing well, and that includes running your business, having different passive income streams, and if you want to, also simplifying your life. So these are different things that make up financial freedom. So if we just rely on looking at saving from income and we forget about all the other elements of financial freedom, we're on a hiding to nothing. Essentially, we're going to find it very, very hard, or you're going to find it very, very hard to get to that financial freedom in a sensible time frame, and also with enough money to do what you want to do. So I think we're very much moving towards now a kind of environment where we are all kind of freelancing or being self-employed or running our own businesses and looking for that flexibility. So there may well be things that can continue on beyond the traditional retirement age. Okay. So, how do you know if you're in the right place today, that you've tuned into the right webinar? If you're here and you're in the right place, if you want more income streams, but you also want to make sure they're aligned with your values and dreams. So we don't do anything icky, nasty, salesy, booky in this environment. I've been in sales since 1999, so a long, long time. So it's not quite 20 years, is it? But a long time. And I've never had to sell in an icky or hard way. I've always just been myself, and I've attracted the right clients and the people who want to deal with me. So that's the ethos that I very much bring through. So we're only going to be looking at things that are aligned with your values and your dreams. You're in the right place if you want strategies to grow your income. We're going to be covering that today. And you're in the right place if you want to look at the numbers that you need for planning for 2018 and to create your income goals, but it fills you with some nerves. Okay. In the money mindset work that I do, a lot of my clients are quite nervous of looking at their bank accounts, looking at the business numbers, for loads of different reasons, which we won't delve into today. That's a whole nother topic of mindset. But rest assured, I'm here to hold your hand, okay? And you don't need to worry about any numbers today. So, and also if you're curious as to how we can add some income streams to your business with ease, so that's what we're going to be looking at towards the end of the webinar. So we're going to discover, and this is what we're going to cover. I'm going to tell you a little bit about me. I know some of you know me, some of you don't. So I'm going to spend 5 minutes, in fact I think it's even less than that, just saying who I am so you know a little bit more about me. Then we're going to do the actual workshop. We're going to be aligning your income goals to your dreams. We're going to be doing your income roadmap, and I missed a bit there, and we'll be looking at a way to add an income stream to your business straight away. That's going to be about 40 minutes or so, and there'll be exercises for you to do along the line. So if you've got a pen and paper handy, that's always helpful. And we're going to look at some case studies of multiple income streams. I'll talk about that. And then I'll be introducing you to a nifty way to get me to do your numbers for you. So if you're a number phobe, then I'm here to help you. And I'm also going to tell you about the one thing that you really need to know when planning your income that perhaps you haven't heard of before. And that's just going to be 5 minutes to the end, and there's going to be a special bonus if you want to take action on that this evening. So this workshop really is going to be mainly workshop. I know you're probably used to going on webinars where they spend like 40 minutes doing a workshop and 40 minutes trying to sell you something at the end. Full disclosure, I am going to introduce a way of working with me at the end, but I'm not going to spend long talking about it. And I hope you like it, and I hope it's something you'll find of use. So we'll crack on with the information and the workshop itself. Right. Oh, and a Q&A. Yes, do ask any questions. So we are going to have get the framework to creating more income in 2018, that's for sure. So great. Good to see everybody here. I'm just checking the chat as well. All good. Let me know in the chat if you've got any questions, or if suddenly kind of the picture disappears or you can't hear me or something like this. Right, so after this webinar, we're definitely going to have your whole framework to creating more income in 2018. Because if you don't want 2017 to be the same, then we need to look at doing things differently for 2018. So, if you don't know me, I'm Caroline Domanska, and I'm your cheerleader and also your taskmaster. Now, I say this because I'm really good at spotting people's strengths. It's lovely to meet you if I haven't met you before, but I'm really good at spotting people's strengths and helping them use those strengths to be able to create more income. But I'm also really good at getting people to take action and accountability as well. So I'm that really nice blend of kind of helping you, moving you along, and helping you see your strengths and encouraging you, but also helping you get it done. Because I don't know about you, I always think of so many ideas and so many different things I could be doing in my business, and sometimes I think, oh, I haven't moved that forward. And so it's really good to have that accountability partner as somebody who's there to support you in actually getting things done and adding to your actual bottom line. So if you don't know much about me, I've got 20 years experience in finance and sales, as I said earlier. I've worked as a financial advisor since 2000. When I qualified as financial advisor, I worked in banking before that as well. I've created, excuse me, two successful businesses from scratch. So in 2008, I started working for myself as a financial advisor. I worked as a financial and employed capacity before that, but as a self-employed capacity from 2008, and I had no clients. Nothing. In fact, I moved to a country where I didn't even know anybody. So, and I built a business big enough and strong enough and attractive enough over the period that I was there that I was able to sell that and create some passive income streams from that for myself, which I still gain from today. And now I'm running my own business, Money Mindset Coaching, and I have a number of different income streams that run with that as well. And I'm always working on my money mindset. I'm working on releasing my money story, being open to receiving more, all the different things that you need to have like a kick-ass money mindset, essentially, that allows you not only to receive well, but also to be giving and sharing everything as well. So that's me. So my sales experience, financial experience, between the UK and overseas. I lived in the Middle East in Abu Dhabi, if anybody is familiar. So this is a bit where I show you some kind of like shiny, glossy photos to make you go all drooly. These aren't photos of me. You know, loads of people do this on webinars. It's a bit, I always think it's a bit lame. And you know, I've got my nice kind of worth it hair there, fancy handbag. Nice house though, nice house. Wouldn't mind the sunshine that goes with that. But this is about money mindset, right? This is about growing your income, and I do want people to feel that it's safe to receive more, and that if this is what you're aiming for, or even where you're at the moment, then good on you. And also, whoop, yeah, why not have this kind of lifestyle if that's what you're after? When I talk about earning more money, it's very much about living the first class life that you want. And first class can mean whatever you want it to mean. So for some people, it'll be kind of the Range Rover, the Rolls Royce and champagne. Other people will just be living a really comfortable life where, walks in nature and not the flexibility, not having to go to work. It really depends on you. But because it's about earning more, I'm just going to show you a little bit about the real me. So there's me and my munchkin and my lovely husband, who helps me out with all the technical stuff. He's a good lad. So I'm mum to an 18-month-old who's just like a crazy dude running around everywhere and keeping me on my toes. As I say, we lived in Dubai and Abu Dhabi for a while, so it's our gorgeous house that we had there, and gorgeous holidays and cars and that kind of thing, and we still maintain that kind of lifestyle here, and I want to continue that lifestyle. I enjoy it. I'll unashamedly say it's comfortable for me, and I want to keep growing my business in order to maintain not only my financial independence as a woman, but also as a good example to my daughter, and have the flexibility to spend the majority of the time bringing her up and working in between. So if she naps a bit more, I could get a bit more work done actually, but there we are. So just a quick reminder. So that's me. A quick reminder, really. This isn't about a get rich quick thing though today, okay? It's about what I call the two pillars: having the right mindset around money and working on that, and doing practical daily actions around your money stuff, and not being frightened to look under the bonnet and do a bit of planning, which is what we're doing today. So no get rich quick schemes here, I'm afraid. Just good old fashioned, let's get to it, sensible practical advice along with working on your mindset. And I'd say always just look for results when you're looking for what you're doing. There's Ravi, one of my clients down there. We worked together and we worked on his mindset that was holding him back quite a bit. But that was, by working on that really paid him dividends. And we did a lot of planning around future income streams. He's now, I believe, he left his corporate job and is now running three businesses from memory. So he's doing rental, he's got his lifestyle trainer business there, and he's also doing some stuff around wills and probate as well. So he's a great example of going from like a corporate job to multiple income streams. So the scariest moment is always just before you start. That's a Stephen King quote. So we're just about to start there. So we're going to look first of all at aligning your income goals with your dreams. So this is the first part of our exercises today. I'm just going to check back in on the law of attraction. Yes, Juliet, certainly. A lot of what I do actually has themes of the law of attraction in it. It's not entirely based in the law of attraction, but I think it's a really, really important foundation, and something that I do believe in. And I do talk about kind of the universe and attract, and what you project out is what you get back and all that sort of thing. But I'm not a true law of attraction expert, but it kind of pervades into a lot of what I do. So yeah, let's align your income today with your dreams. So we're going to do a fabulous exercise here, actually, which I first learned from one of my money mentors, a lady called Denise Duffield-Thomas, which a lot of you might be familiar with if you ever looking at money mindset. She's from luckybitch.com. Her stuff is pure law of attraction, actually, and really, really quite seated in that. And I think what I do actually got a lot more practical to it. But if you want some law of attraction mindset stuff, her stuff is really good. And this exercise, I do this. I've got multiple incarnations of this in my dreams book. Here, I'll just take that off here. So this is my hopes and dreams. I'll try and get it in the camera. My hopes and dreams book. And so I often do this exercise myself on probably every few months or so, just to see where I'm at. So what I want you to do is, on your piece of paper, back of a post-it note, or in your beautiful journals, is to write these three things: have, be, and do. And then what I'm going to ask you to do is have a think about what you might want to put under each of those columns. So I'm going to give you some examples, okay, as we go through them. So what might you want to have in your life? What do you want to be? And what do you want to do. Okay, and now when we're thinking about time frame, let's think about 2018. Seeing we're doing planning for 2018, that's probably the way forward, I think, on that one. So if you write those down on your piece of paper, and then I'll give you some ideas to kind of get your mind sparking. Okay, so I did mine the other day, actually. So I've got some here, my have be do in my book. But let me give you some examples here on the slide as well. So, for example, if we're looking at have, that might be the amount of income you're looking for each month. You might have a figure in mind, you might not. We're going to address that actually in the next exercise, so don't worry if you haven't got anything there at the moment. It might be that you want to have a holiday fund, for example, or you want to pay yourself a regular salary, or you want to have X number of income streams. So you might have one at the moment, you want to have 2 or 5 or 10, however you might want that. You might want to have a new car. It doesn't necessarily have to be material things. So it can be things like happiness or health as well. So if you want to have a think about what you might want to have, does that make sense? Put that in there. Does that make sense? Makes sense. So have. So if anybody's got any have ideas, put those in the comments. Any of their top have thoughts. So in my have, I've put in there that I want a consistent income, and I want to have, or continue to have, the ability to work 2 days a week, which is what I do at the moment. So I work 2 days a week, a little couple of hours and things here and there as well, but 2 days a week with my daughter's in childcare, and I want to continue with it that way. Just give you some examples. It's a really nice way of just thinking about your goals in a different way, because it can be quite dry when we just sit down and try and write our goals down. Okay, so that's have. Now, I love this one. What do you want to be? I remember one from ages ago. Just at the top of it was like, be a mum. So, and that was the first thing that came out. And actually, that did drive kind of some of my work decisions and what I was doing health-wise and all sorts of things. So, but B could be things like you want to be the go-to person in your niche. So you want to be recognised as the person that, you know, when you're in a Facebook group and somebody tags that person and says, oh, you must be speaking to so-and-so, and, you know, just being recommended like that, the go-to person in your niche. You want to be recognised by clients for the value that you're adding to them. So you want to get some lovely love notes back from them, and you want to feel valued, and perhaps they're recommending or referring you around. You want to be working in line with your values, so it's always really worth checking in. If you're feeling uncomfortable about your working in any way, sometimes it can be that it's rubbing up against things that you really value and that are important to you, and that it's not kind of being expressed very well within your work, so check in on yourself on that. You want to be working in your zone of genius. This is where money really flows. This is where, you know, when you're about really doing something, you think, oh, time has zoomed by, and that didn't even feel like work. That's your zone of genius. If anybody here has read or has the book The Big Leap by Gay Hendricks, he talks about that in there. It's a really good book. You want to be a great mum, partner, friend, family member, all of those kind of things. Great sister. Excuse me. Perhaps you just want to be present and in the moment. It could be really simple stuff like that. And referable. That's how I grew my business back in 2008, was by becoming really, really referable. And it's how I do it now as well, to be honest. It's a really great trick. Well, not trick. It's being yourself, and it comes from there. So that's B. Let me give you some ideas of what I might have. The go-to person, Juliet, fabulous. What is it that you do, Juliet? Share that with us. It'd be lovely to know. So my have was working 2 days, wasn't it? And my B, I've got on my list to be content, to be focused, to be a good attractive mum and partner, and to be recommendable. Because I know that's like so cool. So cool once you can get into that groove. It works really, really, really well. Okay. So here's the do. So things that kind of, is perhaps more practical stuff, but things that you really, really want to do, maybe do in your business or do in your life. So it could be that you want to go on holiday. These are all good things to think about as goals. Lovely sunshine. Or maybe snow. It's meant to be very good for the snow this year. Maybe you want to travel somewhere. Maybe in your business you've been looking to do like podcasts or guest posts, something that's kind of push you outside your boundaries. I put this in earlier. I was just thinking, God, I really want somebody to come into a wardrobe weed. So I just popped that in. It came up in my mind when I was doing it. So yeah, if there's anybody out there who's personal stylist or has got any great things about decluttering or anything like that, send them over, put a link, post them in the page. I'd be really, really grateful. Oh, do Facebook Live. There's so many people who want to do a Facebook Live, but are really, really, really nervous to do them. I got a little bit addicted to doing them, actually. Some weeks I do them all the time, and other times, this week with this cold, I was planning on doing them every day on the run up to this webinar, but I could barely speak at the weekend, so that was by the by. But hire a cleaner, little upgrades to your life that you're looking to have. And these are all reasons, all these have be do's, right? They're all reasons why you want to up level your income and bring some more money into your life. Okay, the reasons why you're craving that consistency of income within your business, that additional income, and they're all really, really super valid reasons. Okay, wanting more isn't about being greedy. It's not about it being unspiritual or anything like that to want more, because you are fabulous businesswomen and men who, like ourselves, who are working for ourselves, solopreneurs, small business owners. We're the ones who've taken the leaps to put ourselves out there, and it's okay to be rewarded well for what we do. And we are great custodians of money. We can be great custodians of money, and we can be great people to be able to employ other people. We can be great people to give and share our wealth and share our expertise. So the more that kind of the everyday person, everyday business owner can attract wealth, the more I think that will help the wheels of wealth work much more smoothly in the world as a whole. That's my little soapbox there. So there's some different ideas for your be, do, have. So just on that note, remember this, it's safe to want more. That's what I was just talking about there. And so let me just see if anybody's put anything about their be, have, do's there. A spa PR consultant. Oh, that sounds brilliant, Juliet. That does sound really nice. I'm not quite sure exactly what that entails, but if it's anything to do with spas, then I think that's pretty fabulous. And if you get to visit lots of different ones to say where's the best and what's happening, all the more lucky you, fabulous. So what do we do with our be, have, do? So with our be, have, do's, what I urge you to do is find something on there that's really calling to you, that you really want to say, if I've had a look at all of these things, those 1, 2 or 3 things are the things I really, really must achieve in 2018. They're kind of burning out, jumping out at me. And I want you to hold those in mind when you're thinking about the type of income amount that you're looking to attract into your life, and also when you're thinking about the activities that you want to do to create that income. Okay, so we just make sure that they are in line with the kind of person that you want to be. So let's give an example. So you make sure that you take on something income-wise or income generation-wise that fits in with the idea that, for example, for me, that I still want to work 2 days a week, right? So I don't take on some massive project, even if it pays really well, because it doesn't fit with my work-life balance. So that's where we're aligning in with our income goals, for example. Or, we want to be the the go-to person, as a couple of people have mentioned. So we start looking perhaps at income producing opportunities that raise our credibility, raise our authority levels, and get us visible in more places. So maybe that's where we're looking to take our income strategies. So you can use this very much to inform how you're going to, the activities you're going to do to create more income. So pick at least one thing from your have, be, do, and consider how you want to make that happen. So I was talking about that. Okay, so that's part one of our exercises. I'm just going to put back off the slides. Just see me. So that's part one of our exercises. And now I hope that's given you some food for thought there. As I say, try and do that exercise fairly frequently. Now we're going to move on to part two of our of the exercises here, which is really looking at our actual monetary goals. So when we're talking about different income streams, I've read that a typical millionaire has at least 7 income streams, 7 income streams. Okay, so they don't just rely on just one thing. They don't just rely on doing one-to-one business. They don't just rely on a 9-to-5 job. They have 7 different income streams coming through. So don't be scared if you've only got one at the moment, because you can build to 7. And I really want to get started on yours today. So let's think firstly about what your income figure is. Now, you might not know what this number is. A lot of my clients don't know what their number is when they first come to see me, actually, because they don't want to really look at their income and expenditure, both on a business or a personal level, for whatever reason. Everything is ticking along okay, but they never really feel like they're moving forward anywhere. It kind of feels like something kind of doesn't work out one month and they could be on the back foot, right? So don't worry if you don't know your figure. Go with your gut feeling. That's good enough for today, okay? Now, there's 3 income goals. I'll just put this out for food for thought today. This is something, again, that I go through in more detail with clients when they're doing income planning and money mindset work with me. And that's the idea that we've actually got 3 kind of income levels that we're gunning for, if you were. And that's your basic income level, your comfort, and your upgraded. So as a snapshot, your basic income level is what is it that you need to cover what you would call like your basic standard of living. So to keep the roof over your head, pay your food, petrol, internet, that kind of thing. Now, what you choose to put in basic, what's basic to you, is your choice, okay? So for some people that might be non-negotiable to eat organic food, for example, whereas other people that might be an upgraded thing. So what's your basic is kind of up to you, and it's no issue to anybody else. But knowing, there's some kind of comfort of knowing what your basic level of income is, and that as long as you're bringing in that amount, then things are covered. And then comfort is where you then add in kind of those other things that you might want to do, like new clothes, holidays, that kind of thing, right? Classes, education, for yourself, trainings, all those sort of things. So that's where your comfort level of income is. And then there might well be an upgraded one. So I always have an upgrade list hanging around that I add things to all the time. And I think, oh yeah, okay, I would like to have that in my life. That's something, an additional service or additional kind of thing, or maybe it's something I want to learn, or I want to be able to do for somebody else. Then I put that in my upgrade list if my income isn't quite meeting that at the moment, so that I know where my next level up is. And it's got kind of like, rather than just saying, oh, I want to earn 100 grand or be a 6-figure coach or something like this, right? Then it's actually got some substance to it. It's got some reality to it, and things that you want, rather than just picking like this 6-figure thing out of the air or something like that. So have a think about, for today, what your comfort level of income might be. Because the income goals, that when you look at a lot of the time, the reason I asked you just to think of a figure now is because a lot of the time when we then work it back to what income streams we've got running, we can see that the figures don't actually just work out, right? So I don't know, if you do one-to-one work and you're charging like £100 a session or £50 a session or something like this, I don't know. But yet you're wanting to earn 50 grand a year. When you work out kind of like the time that you'd have to spend, there just isn't enough hours in the day for you to do it, right? So all the time you think, oh, I want to earn 50 grand a year, but actually we haven't got the income streams set up for you to actually align to that income goal. So that's one of the issues why I asked you just to think of a figure today. The other trouble that we come to if we're not doing any planning is that maybe you only have one income stream. And I said that right in the beginning, that nowadays to get to that financial freedom, we really do need to have more than one income stream. So we want to map out some multiple income streams today. So I want to ask you just to have a think about your client, your ideal client. Now you've probably done like hundreds of these kind of exercises of your ideal client avatar and so forth, but I always think it's worthwhile revisiting it, just having a think about your ideal client. And I want you really to distill this down now to really one specific problem that you know they have, like their burning pain, their burning issue, that you can help them with. Okay, have a real think about that. So, for example, in my business, I know that one of the burning issues on the mindset side is that people really feel like by this point they should be more grown up around money, and they don't know who to ask or who to talk to about that. It's too difficult. Or on the numbers side, like this is why I'm doing this workshop today. I know that there's a lot of people who want to do planning for 2018, but they really find it overwhelming to look at their business or to look at the numbers within their business. And I want you to think about what's the very smallest way you could help to solve this problem. So what's a really small service that you could offer? Could it be like a half an hour laser focused session, for example? Could it be a short mini course? Could it be, if you're in the product business, could it be a particular product that kind of does gets them started on perhaps using or getting into, say, oils or beauty therapy type stuff? So it's kind of a starter kit or something like that. So what's the very smallest way that you could help solve the problem? Because when clients first meet you or come across you, they're not necessarily ready for that kind of full transformation that you might offer them, or that full service package, or that full suite of products that you could offer them, because they don't know you very well. So they kind of want to dip the toe in the water and perhaps just buy something small. What it also does, and this is a really important takeaway here, is that it teaches your client that the things that you provide for them work in a small way. So they prove to themselves that they can do what you're offering them and what you are giving them works, and then they're ready to buy more from you. So I want you to have a think about what's the very smallest way you could help someone, and then have a think about what's the really big, fullest way you can help someone. The reason I say that, there's a lot of people out there who do want the whole shebang, right? They want the end-to-end service. They want you to take them through every step. Perhaps they want that VIP treatment. So there's a market, I think, as well for the higher end premium products as well. Now, I'm not saying if you don't feel you're ready to kind of offer that kind of stuff, then that's no problem at all. But there definitely is a market out there for that. And I always think that perhaps by not offering something at the small end, something much larger, that you're not serving everybody. Because there's some people who just won't want to buy the small stuff. They're looking for the big stuff. So it's good to have more than one offering for people. And is there something in between? Maybe you can already have products, services, etc. that you could fit into these three different areas. But a lot of times where we're missing is that small transformation. I've heard it described as sort of a 20% transformation piece, where you're just solving 20% of their problem for them at this time. which leaves you 4 other ways of helping them, right? So think about multiple income streams by thinking about your client from the first off and thinking about what you could offer them. Now, a little piece of advice here: don't go away and start building massive courses and things like this, right? Think about what it is you can offer and start testing the water out there with your market by talking about what it is that you might offer. Get maybe a waiting list of people, and then that way you know that it's not falling on deaf ears. So it's almost like a present that you've wrapped up and you're showing everybody the beautiful wrapping, the beautiful bow, and you're yet to put what's inside it. But you want to see if the present looks vaguely appealing to people first of all. So that will map your multiple income streams. Has anybody had any light bulb moments there, or any particular things they're thinking? I'd really like to add that into my income streams, or come up with an idea of a sort of 20% product there. Let me know in the comments if you do. I'll just whiz around and have a look. I'm just going to take a swig of water, as you can hear, a bit hoarse. I'm just looking at the time. As I said, I always chat away, don't I? So, so I talked there about charging as well. And when we're talking about hitting our income goals, we need to think about what we could be charging as well. And I just urge you to remember here that because you serve, you do deserve. So don't be scared to price. So we're just going to do this is the only numbers I'm going to ask you to think about now. Is I want you to take your comfort income goal. So let's say, for example, that was £3,000 a month. So say £36,000 a year. And I want you to divide that by the cost of your mid-range offering. So let's say you're wanting to earn £3,000 a month and your mid-range offering is £200, then you're going to need to see 15 clients or attract 15 clients, either repeat business or new business, and have the time to be able to do that in order to reach your goal. Okay, now there's loads of other things that go into your numbers, and I'm just going to talk about that in just a moment. But for the moment, if you just think, just keep it as simple as that. Okay, now as I say, you might have a higher range offering, you might have smaller range offerings that all add into the mix. And one of the things I can do with you is be more analytical about that and work out kind of the sensible numbers around those for you, given the lifestyle you want to lead as well. But for the purposes of today, and to get you started, if you've never kind of thought back to your activity and the number of clients you need, this is a really good way just to kind of get started. Bam, you need 15 clients each month. Where am I going to get those from, and what activity am I going to do to support that? Okay, so if you did nothing else but just kept that kind of activity goal in your mind, then you're one step further forward to reaching your income goals. So yeah, it's really that simple. It can be. So it's better to have an activity goal than none at all. But you can achieve even more if you know where to tweak your figures. Now, the tweak effect. I haven't got time to go into this fully today. But the tweak effect is essentially, there's lots of different things that make up your ultimate revenue, right? And so those are things like the number of leads that you're getting in, the conversion rate, so how well you convert those leads into paying customers, then those customers and how many times they buy from you, and what the average amount is that they buy from you, and that can make up all your revenue. And then you've got your revenue that's coming in, and then you've got your profit margins on that as well. So there's lots of different things that make up your ultimate kind of bottom line figure. And what's really interesting actually is that you can make tiny small changes in each one of those, and that can make a massive change in your profit. Okay, so rather than just focusing on one thing, so just the number of customers you need coming in, what if you changed each of those by 2 or 3%, right? The number of leads, your conversion rate, your profit margin. What that does is exponentially kind of grow the whole effect. You imagine it kind of like a rocket going towards the moon. Even if it goes off by 1%, right, it can overshoot the moon completely. And so this is what the tweak effect is. It's like almost like lots of little 1% in each of those different figure areas, and boom, before you know it, your rocket's flying high and it's off to like some unknown planet, right? So these are the sort of things that I don't want you to get confused about today, but actually, if you can get get a little bit more friendly with your numbers, and with a bit of hand-holding perhaps from myself, then these are the sort of things you can tweak rather than have to kind of like really just go for it in one particular area. So that's the tweak effect. So I wanted to share with you today one way to actually immediately add another income stream to your business. And this is a passive income idea. Now, when I say passive income, I don't mean kind of like you just sit up and forget about it, which would be really nice. And some income streams are that way. But more often than not, it does take a bit of effort to do it in the first place, and then to market it and keep it fresh out and out there. Okay. But in all intents and purposes, it's passive in as much as you could wake up in the morning and somebody has paid you some money through PayPal, right? So that's what I mean from there. It's a big but vital topic because you want to have a few of these streams in the mix so that you can go on holiday, so you can take some sick days, so you can take some time off with your kids, so you can do all those things and still know that money is coming in, right? So think back to that specific problem I asked you about your clients. What's that really tiny problem that you can solve for your clients? And bring that down to like kind of the most mini solution that you can think of. Okay, hold that in mind for a moment. And I want you to think about what you could create to help your client in an easy digestible but a value-packed PDF format, okay? So there's lots of different guides and things out there, and this is just one way of having a really super low-cost offer, so you can dip your toe in the water and feel what it's like to receive some passive income. That's really the aim here, right? And one, to provide some value to your clients, but two, to really feel like what it is to earn some passive income and start opening the idea and the floodgates and your mind to the possibilities. It's also an interesting thing that once a client has bought from you, or potential customer has bought from you, it kind of psychologically changes them, right, from somebody who's just viewing what you do to somebody who's actually purchasing from you. And there's a big difference in that, because once somebody has purchased from you, they want to justify why they purchased in their own mind, and so they will become more aligned to you. They'll be looking for the next things that you're offering and so forth. So it kind of opens the door to them being paying clients further along the line. So I'm just suggesting here that you set up a small PDF guide that's quite value packed, but you sell it for just something like £1, £2, $1, depending on where you're from. So here's some examples. So things about like summer camp planning, detoxing, as a week for January, anxiety and so forth. Some really good examples out here. Here's some examples that I found on something called PayHip, which I'm going to talk to you about how that works in just a moment. So this is how you can really easily set this up. So for example, this person here, the 24-hour laughter people, they put together a PDF of 111 things that you can be grateful for, even if your life's falling apart. It's 111 prompts actually to really help you be grateful. But they've also included within that for $1, like a whole journal thing that you can complete as well, so that you know how to use these prompts. So actually for $1, I think it's a really nice kind of download to get and put together. And then also this one, also for $1, Turn on Your Power, the Manifesto Journal. So again, this one is another journal one where they've kept giving you a whole kind of journal which has inspirational quotes every day, things, actions for you to do. So quite a nice sort of printable download that you can do. And again, they're just charging $1 so that they can show you the sort of great things that they're doing and the value that they can add, but also there's sort of a mutual exchange there of value and energy between the two of you in a monetary format. So how can you actually put this together yourself? Well, you may or may not be familiar with Canva. If you're not, pop over to Canva. You can open a free account. You can create these beautiful PDFs in there. It's just kind of like a drag and drop thing. Once you start playing with it, you'll be addicted and you'll really want to do it. And then investigate this, payhip.com. Those two examples I saw you here, showed here, these are both on Payhip. It's free to open an account with them. They provide the storage for your PDF, and they provide the whole payment system as well. So all you need is a PayPal account, right? So this is a fabulous way of setting up a new income stream. That you might even have a PDF that you think, well, actually, just kind of freshen it up, added a little bit more value into it. That'd be something I could put out there. And then, of course, you've got to price it. We talked about that there, and market it. Now, you might think, oh, why am I giving away so much value for £1? Well, like I say, it's about kind of opening the doors within your mind and your client's mind to being open to receive income in that kind of format and that way, and it paves the way to those next steps for you. So I really urge you, if you haven't tried it before, give it a go. It's a really good thing, and you could get something out like this in the next 24 hours. And if you do, then put a post onto the page, and I will share it on my page to my mailing list, and also in my group as well. I'll put some notes afterwards for the link to my Money Mindset group, because you're all welcome to join and share the love over there as well. So please do set it up, and I'll get it distributed around for you. It'd be fabulous to see what people create. Does that make sense? Does that make sense to people? It might be something I might be preaching to the converted here already. It might be something that you're doing loads of already and you're doing really well with. But if not, give it a go, give it a try. If you're working in an employed capacity, something you can just do. Think about what is it that you know that other people don't. Okay. Okay, so there we go. How to make it happen. So to make it happen, just think of the very next thing you can do within the next 24 hours to make it happen. Go out there and get it done. Okay, so here's what we've covered today. We've looked at the have, be, do, and we've talked about how that's brought up for us our biggest dreams, our biggest goals. And I've urged you to take one of those and think about how that's going to align with the way that you attract income into your business, okay, this year. Or not this year, 2018. But you can't start now. Pretend it's 2018 already, start now. I've shared a way of just creating a really super simple income roadmap by looking at what is your comfort level of income, what are the 3 ways that you could help your client, so a mini offering, a big full transformation, and a mid-range offering, and how that then divides into your income goal, okay? So then we looked at the power of tweaks and how by doing a little bit more thinking around your numbers and looking at what's really going on under the hood, that by tweaking those figures in a small amount each way rather than the rocket hitting the moon, rocket can fly off and go even further than that. And then I just shared with you a really quick and easy method to bring you open to the idea of creating another income stream through doing that quick and easy PDF packed full of values for your potential clients, popping it onto Payhip, sharing that link around on your social media, on your email footer, that kind of thing, and seeing what happens really from there, and getting the thrill perhaps of waking up in the morning and seeing that somebody has paid you through PayPal overnight. So what do you think? Has that given you some ideas to take forward into 2018? Some things perhaps that you haven't thought of before? I just want to keep it really, really simple, because I think sometimes we can think, oh, it's 2018, we've got to do this big grand plan. But actually we can keep it quite simple and just focus on activity, what our client wants, and how we're going to get it out there. So I'm not sure why you showed up today, but I'm really, really fabulously glad you did. It might be that you've been fed up of meaning to plan forward, but you've been finding it difficult to do on your own, and here you are mid-December going, oh, I really must do it. Good timing. Thank you, Caroline, for putting on the workshop. It could be that despite feeling busy, you've been struggling to create that quality of life you really want for you and your family, and you've been wanting to know how to crack this income nut once and for all. Or maybe you're fearful that 2018 is simply just going to be the same as 2017, and you really don't want that. You want something to change. So I urge you to take something from what we've spoken about today that you're going to try that's new for you. So it's your time to make a choice, and here are your choices. Option 1, you can decide to implement some of this training and figure out the rest on your own. Option 2, you could pay mega bucks for somebody to work with you on a full implementation basis, taking your business from zero to hero, or somebody who perhaps just focuses on high-end products or something like that. I've seen a lot of that kind of pay us 10 grand and do I'll bring you in like VIP clients and all that kind of thing. You know, work with what works for you, but that's another option, right? Just go like for the full hog. Invest loads and focus on the high end. Or option 3, you could give yourself the gift of a wee shortcut, and you can utilise my 20 years experience in sales, finance and business building, and my geeky love of numbers since I was a wee thing, and you can get a done for you bespoke plan for your income streams with a full roadmap for you to follow. So it's your time to give yourself this gift for Christmas. We're going to be looking at a service that I offer. I'm just going to quickly introduce that to you. The Smash Your Income Streams Bespoke service. So what is this? It's a 2-hour one-to-one Skype call with me where we'll be discovering who your ideal paying client is. I asked you to think about who your ideal client was earlier just to get you in the framework. There's a psychological difference between your paying client and your ideal client. So we'll go through a whole exercise that really allows you to tap into that. So we can look for we know where to look and where to go for your paying clients next year. Because of course we want to help lots of people, but we also want people who aren't going to pay us for the gifts that we offer too. And in this 2-hour one-to-one Skype call with me, we'll brainstorm all the possible income streams for you, and we're going to assess those. Sorry, I think I've spelled assess wrong there. Assess those for ease to implement, the impact they're going to have, and the alignment for your values. And we'll create a quick impact action plan in order to get some of those income streams going. And we're after we've analysed which ones are going to be really the best and give you those wins that you're looking for within your business. And also in this 2-hour one-to-one Skype call with me, I'm going to work back all of your numbers. So don't worry, we talked about all that tweak effect earlier. Don't worry if you don't even know what those numbers are. Don't worry. I've got a method of helping you out there. And so what you'll end up with is knowing exactly what parts of your business you should be focused on to smash your income goals for 2018. So you don't just hit your basics. You don't just hit your comfort, but you start moving towards and beyond your upgraded level of income too. So after that, as a result of our 2-hour coaching session, I will provide you with a full roadmap for you to refer to throughout the year. So one easy to read document that you can refer to at any time to keep you on track, which will have your ideal paying client in it, the income streams that we've got that are aligned to that paying client and to your values and what you're looking to do, the activity that you need to do to create those income streams and generate the marketing around that, and the key figures that you need to keep in mind, activity figures and income figures to keep in mind whilst you work through the year, so that you don't get to the end of 2018 and go, oh yeah, I said I was going to earn 50 grand last year, oh dear, I didn't quite do it. I want you to be looking at this going, yeah, I'm on it, I know it, things are happening for me and I'm not scared of my numbers anymore. I'll be doing that all for you and holding your hand and getting it sorted. So imagine how it would feel to get to the end of 2018 and having had a roadmap to follow as you set up your finances and in income generation with ease and grace. I want you to feel that calm, that security, that freedom and possibility when you think about your income, and have strategies at your fingertips to create financial freedom, including passive income. So if you've made it this far and you're still with me, whoop whoop, lovely to see you here. Sort of running to the hour now. I said it'd be around an hour, and that's where we are. I don't want you to be able to do this all alone. I do want you to have a guiding hand. I want your income and bank balance to match those generous gifts that you're offering out to everyone and your ability. And I love your determination of knowing that 2018 is going to be your year, because you wouldn't be on of being in the top quartiles, top 10%, second in the world in my company. I know what it takes to make these things succeed. Here's some of my lovely clients, Kim, Tracy, and so forth, all talking about their goals and how they've put their income and finances into progress. So I know that Tracy was looking not only at her core coaching work, but she was also designing a course as well, putting together some small some mini guides for clients. There's the lovely Natalie here, who is the queen of multiple income streams. So is not only doing Lego Serious Play, NLP workshops, nutrition stuff through Juice Plus, loads of different things. We spoke about Ravi here earlier as well. So